Hi guys, Game Talk. Huge match, PSV Ajax 1-2. We took those 3 points, but Ajax, man, that was close. That was really close.
Yeah, I want to say we stole it, but that isn't entirely true because I think we were the better side overall. It wasn't that impressive the way we played, but we did the job. And yeah, we got a bit lucky, I think, that the VAR hasn't a clear view of if the ball is like totally past the line, and the only great decision that you can make is then stand by your referee and his yeah, I don't know the English word, but the one with the flag, you know. So yeah, if they say
the assistant ref,
assistant ref, exactly. So if they say it's on and it's still not past the line, and you do not have clear image from the VAR that it is, the only right decision is to give the benefit of the doubt. So we got lucky there because honestly, if you would ask me, I think it was over the line.
Yeah. So I guess those PSV fans will not be happy.
No.
If it happened to us, I mean, honestly, I mean, we're happy. We will definitely take this. But if it would happen with us, the other way around, we would be pissed.
I would be pissed, and I understand the way the PSV fans must feel. So I already tweeted also during the game that is the only right decision because you cannot check fully if it's past the line. But I can understand that they're sour because I would have been the same if it happened the other way around. And personally, but that this doesn't count when you're making these decisions. Only camera images count. Personally, I think it was over the line. So I think they have a little bit reason to be sour. But on the other hand, they didn't put up too much else to claim a win actually in this game. I think Ajax had the upper hand, although it was not one of our best matches.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, apart from the second goal, right, that we discussed now, overall the game. If you look at Ajax PSV, did we deserve the win in your view?
I do think so because we had the majority of the chances, and I think we were the team that tried to play football today. Although it wasn't easy, because we already saw in the Eredivisie, if you play against minor teams that are playing defensively and leaning towards counter-attack, that we sometimes have difficulty breaking them down. And with all due respect, PSV is a much better team than the lower tier teams within the division. And they are also playing on the counter-attack today, which I understand, because if you play full out, it's not the play you're supposed to play against Ajax. But in the past, it has been differently, you know. They were in their own stadium in Eindhoven, and you could expect that they would have tried to push a little bit more. But I understand the tactics of the coach, but there was only one team, in my opinion, that deserved the win today because of the mentality, and they tried to play football as the only team. And it wasn't the best game, but still we had great chances. Also with the Berghuis free kick in the first half that went on the crossbar. And I must say that was a great save by Drommel. Not a lot of people mentioned it also during the game, but I think he just flicked it enough to put it on the crossbar. Otherwise, it would have been a goal. So yeah, from my perspective, I think we deserved the win in the end, and it was a great goal by Masraoui. It was a really great goal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Look, just going over a couple of players. Highlights for you.
Yeah, I must begin with the only not so good grade I gave. It was to Timber. It was a 5, and it hurts me to give him this 5.
You gave Timber a 5?
Yeah, but I have to explain it to you, man. He made a pivotal mistake, and these mistakes are allowed. I'm not saying he's a bad player or he played really badly, but you have to take this into account when you give him a grade. And these mistakes happen, and he doesn't make them too much. So I'm actually feeling sorry for him because he's playing so well. And somebody at his age, everybody makes mistakes, and you learn from it. So hopefully this is a learning moment for him. And we got away with it by winning 2-1 in the end. But I have to take this into consideration in his performance. And I gave him a 5. But if it wasn't up to that moment, I would probably give him the man of the match, or because he was terrific the first half, and he played so well. But yeah, you have to take this into consideration. It was his sloppiness, his overconfidence on the ball, which is also what actually his strength, that gave away the ball and lead into the counter. So it would have been weird if I gave him a high grade if he made that mistake. But
I want to ask you something.
Aside from that, he played terrifically.
I want to ask you something, right? Because of course that mistake cost us almost points, and we conceded the goal. And he made a mistake. I'm not going to take away that. But if you look at the overall picture during that time that we were playing, we were being very hesitant. We were being very defensive oriented. We were not looking for balls up front anymore. We were playing sideways back to the goalie. This is something that can happen if you play like that, because you saw PSV coming in the second half to press more and try to regain the ball. So this is also a result of the pass towards him and not going for the vertical options in the field, but only playing sideways. And
that's true, Juan. That's true. But it wasn't a high risk pass that he made. It was just a pass that was supposed to go to the right back position to Mazraoui. And it wasn't like a pass or a dribble that he wanted to surpass a few opponents. It was a simple pass, so it was sloppiness from his side. Doesn't matter if we're hesitant in our build-up play. Doesn't matter what the philosophy is that the team is playing at the moment. These kind of passes should have been 100% made, you know, like without a mistake. And this is an incident on itself, in my opinion.
Yeah, so PSV tried to create extra people or extra players on the midfield. I think we were struggling a little bit there, and we were trying to play around it through the wings, through the sides with Gravenberch and Berghuis. What do you think of the midfielders today?
I think they did a decent job. I actually tweeted about Gravenberch today because I think he's such a terrific player and he has so much qualities. But we actually had a personal discussion about this a long time ago, but he has to be more like a sniper within the 60-yard box, somebody who's more composed and take his time to make that shot. Because if he can bring his game up to the next level and score some more goals, that would really give him that extra boost and make him a more of a quality player than he already is. Because he's a little bit, how do you say this? Restless when he gets in front of the goal, you know, he just takes a quick shot or with a lot of power, and he should be more composed, in my opinion. I think Berghuis had a terrific workload today. He did a lot of dirty work and he worked his ass off to complete the midfielders. Alvarez, he had an early yellow card again, but he's proven again today that he's able to switch up his play and not go for a second yellow and get a red one. This is not the first time this season that he's early on a yellow card, and he's professional enough to actually play the full match without getting a second one. So it was a little bit nasty with that elbow towards Gutsche with his bleeding nose, you know. So I hope they do not fire that moment, because it could have easily been maybe a second yellow card, but luckily they didn't.
No, but the VAR, they only would come for the red immediately, not for the second yellow. But I want to ask you something else, right? The thing, about Gravenberch, I was thinking about it. You know, we also used to have Frankie, of course. Everybody knows Frankie, but Frankie was playing a little bit more deeper on the midfield and was creating a man more situation. Actually, something that you now see Timber do, you know, dribbling in. Frankie did that as well. But Gravenberch nowadays is playing much more up front. So in that case, we should expect from him more goals, more assists, more being, you know, like what Tadic does. I know Tadic is the ultimate example and it's not fair to him, but he has to be more, you know, showing himself up front. And I agree with you on that. Do you see it the same way?
I see it exactly the same way, Juan. And I'm not saying Gravenberch is playing badly or is a bad player. Definitely not. He's a quality player and he's so good for his age. But if you want to develop and if you want to make that step towards being an even better player, this is the area that he can improve in. And we saw this the whole season up until now. He has had a lot of chances, great chances, like 100% chances inside of the 16-yard box. And he just fumbles it. Or he kicks it too hard, or it's sideways, or he isn't composed on his feet. It's just narrowly just not it every time. So if he just works on this area of his play, I think he will be a lot better player still to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at the upfront players, we have to mention Brobbey, of course. Anything you want to mention about Brobbey?
Yeah, massive respect for him. We've all had this situation if you played football in the past, maybe not on a professional level, but I think every footballer knows this situation. There's a ball, you and your opponent both go for it, and the one that hits the ball the hardest with the best with his body the best behind the shot will not get injured usually. And I think Brobbey went for it fully, but the other player just had a better angle and also went for it fully. And these are these kinds of injuries that you feel when this happens. And usually it's a strain of the muscle. So I think maybe a week or a week and a half to get fit again. Hopefully sooner, because this guy is made of iron. So I was actually a bit surprised that he came off, But his mentality showed again, because even with that injury, that last run that he made when he knew already I'm going to be substituted and still winning that header. This guy is crazy, crazy strong, man. And I'm very happy that he made that goal, and he had a big contribution today. So you actually saw when he was not on the pitch anymore that the level of play went down in front. If you ask me, I think Danilo tried very hard, but he didn't perform and could have was as dangerous as Brobbey is.
Okay. Look, just to wrap things up, right? 3 points back to the first spot on the Eredivisie table. Do you think we're relieved? Because I felt like there was so much pressure on the players today, and it showed a little bit. Do you think this is a relief for Ajax, and now we are going to play, better than the first half of the season, not going into, the same traps against the defensive teams, etc.? Or you're still a little bit like, like worried about that?
Juan, I'm not gonna lie. The away game against PSV is always a difficult one. So if you get away with 3 points there, it's always a good result. Doesn't matter if the play was not as beautiful as we would like to see. A win against PSV in Eindhoven, it didn't happen always. We've lost there many times. So this is the most important thing. We got 3 points. We claimed back the first position of the league. And we won twice against PSV in one season in the competition. So actually, I do not know how many seasons we were able to do this. Even within a champion season last year, I do not think we won both fixtures. So the result is the most important thing. And to get back on the top of the table is what was supposed to happen today. And what everything else, a draw or a loss, would have been very bad.